Coming up on this edition of Mustang News, we take a look at an open mic night that's held every Tuesday at a local downtown restaurant.
Plus, we will be sure to get you in the holiday spirit as we take a closer look into the MSU-BURNS Fantasy of Lights display.
And later, we will check out another Mustang movie review. This week's movie is starring the FRANCO brothers. You definitely don't want to miss it. All this and more coming up.
Hello and welcome to Mustang News. I'm Jessica Wollenberger.
And I'm Morgan Hare.
Have you ever wanted the opportunity to show off your talents to the Wichita Falls crowd?
Well, look no further than this local taco shop. Beer, tacos, and good music was this past Tuesday's agenda at Gypsy Kit's Open Mic Night. As a part of the weekly open mic nights, Gypsy Kit opens its doors at its stage to those who would like to perform instruments, spoken word, or flex whatever talents they have. Every Tuesday in their downtown location at 7 p.m. This past Tuesday, the event managed to gather over 100 customers as they drank, ate, and listened to the various performers on stage. Local musician Grayson Butler discussed the impact performing at events like this has had on him.
It's brought me a lot of good things, honestly. I mean, it's gave me something to do, and it's kind of made me a little happier than I was. Like, because before this, I was just kind of, I guess, had a lot of stuff going on, and I guess music was kind of like an outlet for me.
Gypsy Kit staff member Brandon Oliver Lessond talks about this event and how events like this are important for downtown development.
Opportunity, whether you're a musician, a poet, the spoken word, anything that can be expressed on a microphone, we make it open for everybody to come out here and try it and get it out in front of anybody that's out there. So usually we have a good crowd Tuesday nights. That's why we started doing them Tuesday nights.
To stay up to date on future open mic nights and more fun events like this one, check out ChooseWichitaFalls.com. And if you're interested in performing at the next open mic night, be sure to reach out to any Gypsy Kit staff member.
The community of Wichita Falls is happy to welcome back the annual BURNS Fantasy of Lights. Midwestern State University has been hosting this Christmas extravaganza for 44 years. To get into the holiday spirit, grab some friends and hot chocolate and check out the festive experience before Santa's elves pack up the display and take it back to the North Pole. The display will be running until December 29th, 7 days a week from dusk until 10 p.m. While you're at it, climb aboard the Polar Express to view the dazzling lights of the historic country club area that surrounds MSU. It's only $5 and running until December 25th.
It's been a while since our last newscast, so we decided to recap on what we missed over the Thanksgiving holiday. On November 17th, the Wichita Falls Farmers Market hosted their annual Thanksgiving market. Patrons were able to sample free pastries and apple cider while the kids got a chance to do some arts and crafts. The market aimed to cater to all tastes with goods ranging from fresh produce to wine, to t-shirts and much more. The goal of the market was to provide residents with everything they needed to make a meal that they were truly thankful for. Local resident Tina Lucas shares what she loves about this fun holiday tradition.
I like that it has fresh vegetables and it's all community-based products, so where the money goes back into our community.
The Farmers Market will be hosting their annual Christmas market on December 15th for anyone looking to get a taste of what they might have missed at the Thanksgiving market, while helping them prepare for the upcoming Christmas holiday. The market is located downtown at 713 Ohio, and admission is always free. For more information, visit FarmersMarketWichitaFalls.com or visit Wichita Falls Farmers Market Facebook page.
Coming up, we will find out how MSU's Pride organization put the fun in fundraiser with their recent variety show.
Stay tuned. Welcome back, Mustangs.
MSU's Pride organization welcomed the community out to a variety show of all sorts over the weekend. Reporter Ara Washburn has more on the story.
Last Friday, the Pride organization held a night of fun performances by both Pride members and members of the community. Pride's variety show featured drag performances by local queens as well as poetry and karaoke skits. Zaria, the marketing chair for Pride's organization, said it is nights just like this one which provide the funding to keep Pride going for the coming semesters.
With our actual variety show today, this is going to be what funds us in the fall semester, whereas our spring semester drag show is usually what carries us throughout like the next 2 semesters. The last drag show was very successful. It was fantastic. So many more people came than we expected, and half of our funds went to the Opal Center, which is an LGBT resource center in town. And basically, it's usually half and half like that. Half goes to us, and then half goes to the community. And with the money that we get from, our paid events, we use that to make more events, because what we want for our events is to be the best as possible.
Zaria also said their events, as well as meetings, give members and non-members a chance to break out of their shell and mingle in an environment where they feel comfortable and accepted.
Our whole thing is that we're trying to feel as much like just a place to hang out and feel accepted than anything else. We just exist as, come out, have some fun, and outside of the meetings, we do volunteer work, we do different events. It's all just up to, what you want to interact with Pride and what you want to make it for yourself.
Pride stands for People Respecting Identity Diversity for Everyone, and the organization is driven to spread their positivity and acceptance on campus. This semester, MSU's campus recently welcomed a new project brought about by Pride's Vice President Adrian Hill, known as the Clothing Closet.
So basically it's like an open resource. It's where we are taking in donations from the community and other students, and they're available for any student in need of clothing here on campus.
Adrian said they are still looking for a permanent place for the Clothing Closet, but in the meantime you can find the clothing donations on a rack inside the MSU bookstore or by contacting a Pride officer. For Mustang News, I'm Ava Washburn.
If you're interested in joining or donating to the Pride organization, you can visit orgsync.com/37430/chapter.
Now let's head on over to our own Latoya Fondren to catch up on the latest and greatest entertainment.
That's right, Morgan. I'm here to give you a scoop about what's going on in the entertainment world around us. The children's movie series that everyone knows and loves is coming back to the big screen in 2019. After 24 years of bringing laughter and entertainment about how toys live life just like everyday people, Toy Story 4 is scheduled to release this summer. Reporter Trey Jones gives us a look at this new Pixar film.
It all started in 1995 when Pixar created its first feature-length film, Toy Story. It was the very first fully computer-animated film released at the time. This movie gives everyone a sense of adventure and of what toys do when nobody is around. The film tells a story of 2 toys that are on complete opposite ends of the spectrum. One is a cowboy, and the other thinks he's a real space ranger.
You are a child's plaything!
The movie was such a hit that it was deserving of a sequel 4 years later in 1999 with Toy Story 2, and again 11 years later with Toy Story 3 coming out in 2010. Audiences thought this would be the last time we saw Woody, Buzz, and the gang, as they finally found a forever home after Andy left them for college.
So long, partner.
But after 8.5 long years of rumors of a new movie coming out from the franchise, it has finally happened. On November 12th, Pixar released the first trailer for the 4th installment of the Toy Story franchise. In this trailer, we get a look at the original toys and a new one named Forky who doesn't think he needs to be there with everyone.
I don't belong here!
There has not yet been a plot release for Toy Story 4, but there was another teaser trailer released 5 days later on November 17th that featured 2 new characters that should be in the film named Ducky and Bunny, who are played by comedians Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele.
You ain't see it? See what? What is it, Bunny? Ducky. What? They're making another Toy Story movie. No! I thought those movies were done, dog. They made 3 movies.
Tim Allen and Tom Hanks, who play Buzz and Woody respectively, have said that they had to hold back tears reading their final scenes for this film. So, audience who have grown up watching the Toy Story movies can expect their emotions to be moved. This film is the last scheduled movie for the historic Pixar franchise and is scheduled to be released on June 21st, 2019. From Mustang News, I'm Trey Jones.
This film is expected to bring in tons of people from multiple generations that grew up watching the Toy Story franchise. And now we will move on over to our Mustang movie review, produced by our very own Tyler Manning. This is a series in which we review movies from Canopy. Canopy is a free streaming service provided to students with their tuition and fees. This week we watched the movie The Disaster Artist, directed and starring James Franco. The Disaster Artist tells the story of how Tommy Wiseau, played by James Franco, and his friend Greg, played by his brother Dave Franco, made from the movie The Room. The Franco brothers do a great job in this film, both giving great performances and having great on-screen chemistry. James Franco really sells himself as an infamously weird Tommy Wiseau and does his best job accurately capturing the real-life guy's mannerism. Though the film does not have the best script, there is plenty of humor and heart to the film that makes this worth watching. If you are interested in watching The Disaster Artist or any of the films we have discussed on this show, make sure to stop by Canopy. After the break, we will check in with Trey Jones over in Sports Scene, and later we'll have a live interview with the MSU Texas men's basketball team's very own Sheldon Carter. You don't want to miss this.
Welcome to Sports Scene, I'm Trey Jones. The soccer season has come to an end, and with that comes another great season completed for our MSU athletes. Sports Scene reporter Sterling Ellison gives us an in-depth look at how both the men's and women's soccer teams performed this season.
The Midwestern State soccer teams both had seasons that had triumphs and defeats. Even though the teams both had results that greatly differed from each other, they were both able to have significant growth by the end of the season. The men's team had high expectations going into the season, being the two-time defending Heartland Conference champions and being ranked 5th in the coaches' preseason poll. With new interim coach Michael Meacham, the Mustangs wanted to start off strong, and they did, winning the first 3 games of the season to be pushed to the top spot of the coaches' poll. The men's soccer team finished the year with only 1 loss at 16-1-3, and although they lost the Heartland Conference Championship final, they were granted a berth in the NCAA Division II tournament. Sadly, the Mustangs fell to Colorado Mesa in the second round. Junior kinesiology major Sergio Lara talks about his appreciation of the fans who came out and supported the soccer team.
How the fans came out and support us the entire time in playoffs and in our conference tournament. So thank you to them, really.
For the women's team, the story was quite different. Even though the women's soccer team was ranked 4th in the Lone Star Conference preseason poll, the Mustangs struggled throughout the season, leading to a 2-13-3 season. Though their record was disappointing, they still played in the Lone Star Conference tournament, where they fell to Texas Women's. Even with a season they felt could have gone better, sophomore biology major Julia Orozco talks about the students and fans who come to their games.
There's nothing, like scoring a goal and hearing the crowd go wild, so we really appreciate everyone who comes out. We would love for you guys to come out next season. We really need all the support we can get, and we love our fans, so come out.
And as the season ends, the soccer teams are gearing up for this offseason to come back with a vengeance next year. For MNG Media, I'm Sterling Ellison.
Last Saturday, the men's basketball team took on the 8th-ranked West Texas A&M, hoping to curb their 4-game losing streak. Let's see how they did. The Mustangs were able to stay close early, but later in the game, West Texas took control of the game, later defeating the basketball team 70-93. Josh Wallace had an impressive game with 19 points, while Dorian Chapman led the floor with 8 boards. The Mustangs will try again to snap their losing streak by taking on Mid-America Christian this Monday at 6 p.m. in the Dome. Good luck, Mustangs. And on the women's side of basketball, the Mustangs recently took on the 5th-ranked West Texas A&M, and let's see if the Mustangs could break their 2-game losing streak themselves. The game was also close in the first half, as the Mustangs kept close, but just like the men's game, West Texas A&M would take control in the second half, beating the Mustangs 73-59. Mika Schneider led the Mustangs with 10 points, while Aaron Alexander took control with 5 boards. The women's basketball team hopes to bounce back next Saturday against St. Mary's. Good luck, Lady Mustangs. And in rec sports, students are able to go against each other in our recreational volleyball league. Let's see who won the championship. Tuesday night featured the second-to-last set of recreational volleyball games for the second semester, with the semifinal game between Gamma Phi Beta and Alpha Phi sororities taking place, with Alpha Phi coming out on top. Sophomore Alpha Phi member Maddie Williams says that rec volleyball is a great way for her to get back out on the court after playing in high school.
I'm in a sorority, Alpha Phi, so we have a team and it's fun to just get out and play other sororities and other people. There's more teams volleyball-wise and women's volleyball that I haven't been able to see. Most fraternities have co-ed, and then most sororities, all of us Panhellenic sororities have a volleyball team.
Rec sports are one of the more popular events on campus, with more than 13 different events throughout the fall semester alone, including flag football, indoor soccer, and volleyball. This semester, there were 30 teams registered to play across all volleyball divisions, which included women, men, and co-ed teams. Assistant Wellness Center Director Michael Richardson said, quote, this is a number we are definitely very happy about, but we'll always strive and hope to gain more in the future. Richardson finds rec sports to be one of the most important things for students to participate in while at college, saying that it gives students an opportunity to get out, be competitive, and make friends. He believes that campus recreation departments are an essential part of each university. That's it for this segment of Sports Scene. Stay tuned, because after the break, our very own Ayra Washburn will interview MSU Texas men's basketball team shooting guard Sheldon Carter.
Welcome back, Mustangs, and welcome to Mustang Corner, Sports Scene Edition, where we sit down with athletes and get to know them a little bit better. Today we have with us Sheldon Carter, who is our men's basketball team's shooting guard. Thank you for joining us today.
It's an honor to be here. Appreciate you for having me.
Well, I just wanted to sit down today in hopes of getting to know a little bit more about how the season's looking. So first of all, can you just tell us what we might expect to see this season?
Okay. Well, that's actually a good question because we actually have a totally new team from last year. We only have 5 returners, including myself. So they're the 10, 11 guys from all over the state. I actually call them family now. They're brothers now, part of the family. But back to your question about the expectation and everything, what to expect. So with the new team, it's sometimes hard to actually gauge what to expect. But knowing that with the new team, sometimes comes struggles and growing pains. And knowing that along the way, it's good to know that. Sometimes you might have that uncertainty or fear or whatever. But nonetheless, we've been working all summer long, building our chemistry, camaraderie, and everything else. So we're moving towards a new and improved season. And we're getting back to Mustang basketball, which I grew up watching.
Yeah, well, we're all excited for this season.
Absolutely.
Can you tell us what are some key areas that the team will be working on to improve this season?
Absolutely. There's pretty much like 2 things that, 2 or 3 things that Coach Hag always goes hard on is defense. One, we got to defend, we got to guard the ball, got to get to the gap. Do I start all over?
I already asked the question.
Wherever you start, go ahead.
Oh, my bad. Coach Hag, he always, 2 or 3 things that he always pinpoints or emphasizes. One of those being defense. We got to guard the ball to be in a great position to compete, not only to compete, but to win basketball games. And as he says, wins conference championships, national championships, and get back to where we used to be. And the other being rebounding the ball. If we can rebound the ball, play defense, and take care of the basketball, at the end of every night, the talent and the skills that we have at MSU, being a Mustang and everything, in the recent history, talent and everything that always take care of itself, but keeping that intensity, defense, rebounding, take care of the ball, we can be great.
That's good. You can recognize what the team needs.
Absolutely.
How would you describe the environment around the team and coaches this year, considering y'all been on the road a lot?
Right. Being on the road, especially like being away from family, playing basketball, you miss Thanksgiving, you miss Christmas, being with family and everything like that. So it's always good that you could be around people who aren't like your blood or whatever, but you can build that bond that y'all can become family. Dang, I messed up.
You can just keep going if you want to restart.
Restart?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you want me to re-ask the question?
Yeah, he re-asked the question. There we go.
How would you describe the environment around the team this year, considering you've been on the road a lot?
Okay, that's a good question as well. It's always good, like playing basketball. Even growing up, you always have to make that sacrifice with your family, missing Thanksgiving, being on the road, playing basketball. Sometimes getting only 2 or 3 days in between the holidays because you have to practice and being miles away from home. But you can still build that bond, being able to, the ability to build that bond with your teammates and everything.
Well, that's all the time we have left for today, but thank you for joining me today, Sheldon.
Absolutely, appreciate you.
And thank you for joining us today. Make sure you go out and support the team this December 17th at 7:30 in the Coliseum. And that's it for this edition of Mustang News.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at MNG Media and like us on Facebook.
Be sure to tune in next time for your Mustang News.
Well, MNG Media, it's been real.
It's been fun.
It's actually been real fun. This is Morgan and Jess
signing off.